Hi, everybody, and welcome to video lecture 2 for torts. Okay, so you're not looking at, did the defendant intend to do this? Did they intend to hit the other person in a car accident to rear end them? No, they probably didn't intend to, okay? It's, well, they did. Well, why did they do it? Well, the actions that they took, the conduct that they behaved in was not reasonable. They were on their phone. They weren't paying attention. They were going too fast. One of these things is not conducive to safe driving habits. It doesn't help other drivers. It doesn't protect other drivers. It's not a reasonable piece of your actions of what you're supposed to be doing in a car. So it is an unreasonable risk to other drivers. There's also foreseeability. So you're looking at, and this is going to come up in causation too, okay? So when you're thinking foreseeability, think of the duty of care as well as causation, okay? Foreseeability, was it foreseeable that your unreasonable risks would cause harm? Were you engaging in reasonable conduct? And was the harm foreseeable for the unreasonable conduct that you were engaging in? Okay, you have a duty to all foreseeable persons who could be injured by a result of your unreasonable conduct. There are two tests. They're Cardozo and Andrews, and you will be tested on this almost guaranteed on any test that you have for torts, whether it's a bar exam or a law school exam. You're going to have to say, you know what, for duty of care and for foreseeability, for causation, you're going to be using a foreseeability test of either Cardozo or Andrews. If they tell you on the exam you're using the majority view, okay, I'm using the Cardozo test. And this is what it is. The Cardozo test, you would say, is the defendant is only responsible to all persons who might be reasonably harmed as a result of their conduct. They are within the zone of foreseeable harm. That is the test. If the actions will foreseeably harm the plaintiff in that way, then they had a duty of care to that plaintiff. The Andrews test is a minority view, and that's the defendant has a duty of care to everyone. They have to use reasonable conduct all the time. They have to be reasonable persons engaging in reasonable activities and using reasonable conduct, doing reasonable behaviors. And if you don't have a reasonable behavior, if you don't engage in reasonable conduct, then anyone's foreseeable, okay? Any plaintiff, any harm to a plaintiff is reasonably foreseeable. This is a minority view, but it's not unexpected, and you should expect it on your test, all right? So I'm kind of doubling that with a negative and a positive, but do take care and watch out for that. This is the one time in torts where I think names really make a difference. We don't use a lot of case names here. We don't use a lot of case references, but in torts, I think it's important to know reasonableness, foreseeability, Andrews and Cardozo. So keep that in mind.